Hey Rev Circle friends, Marcus back with you. Another quick lesson. And this one is another trend, another study that they've done, which I think is something that you might just gloss over, but it really matters, especially culturally with a lot of sales and marketing teams. And this is what the studies have found, that 9 out of 10 B2B buyers say that online content has a moderate to major impact on the buying process. 9 out of 10. Now, here's the reason I bring this up. Got a lot of experience chatting with sales and marketing teams and B2B organizations, and there's some beliefs that hold us back from thinking that this really matters. One of the beliefs that we see consistently, especially from some very large B2B organizations, is the belief of my buyers are already educated. They already know. They've been in the game for a long time. Okay, some of your buyers might be very well educated. In other words, might be very experienced. But this also entails that nobody new is coming into the game. We know that in every industry, new buyers are literally coming in every single day. The question is, where are they learning from? Who are they learning from? Who's their WebMD of, in this case, your space? Too often, there is not a WebMD of most spaces online. If I asked you right now who the WebMD of your space is, could you say who that is? You would probably say, well, of course we are, Marcus, but what would the average buyer in the marketplace, the average decision maker in the marketplace say? Who would they say answers all my questions, worries, fears, issues, concerns, etc.? You know, over the course of time, we've done studies on the companies that pop the most when it comes to content online. And I'm not talking about just all your SEO best practices. I'm talking about from a content production standpoint. What are the numbers, the magic numbers that generally lead to a tipping point, hockey stick-like growth when it comes to trust, traffic, leads, and sales? And what we have found over and over again is this: the companies that produce at least 3 pieces of buyer-centric content per week. In other words, 150 per year that's being published on their website. I'm not talking about just on other platforms. Those are the ones that dominate their space from a thought leadership perspective. You might say, well, I think it's just quality-based. No, it's not just quality-based. Quantity has a lot to do with it. Sometimes people say, well, it's quantity-based. No, it's quality too. It's both. It's not either. It's both. We want to be qualitative, quantitative in terms of our approach with content if we want to become that thought leader. Because we know this. We know the B2B buyer is researching. We know that it has a moderate to major influence on their buying decision. We know that, yes, some are informed and some are not as informed. And oftentimes, with the multiple decision makers that we see in the B2B buying environment, some are more and less informed than others. It is our job to make sure they're incredibly informed. We've got to do that starting with the marketing side of the business, and then we finish with the sales side of the business. And everything we've talked about up to this point, every lesson that we have had now together has dovetailed into this conversation, into this reality that they want to be informed, that they want to be educated, that they want to feel like they're in charge of that buying process, because it's really not a sales process anymore because the buyer is in charge. So let's educate them. The studies say that they want it. Let's give it to them. You now know the keys. And so let's become the WebMD of our space.